but the computer is flickering, but the C-SPAN is working, so we're being recorded again as according to the rules. Where we left off, Mr. Palmer had 3 minutes remaining, so I now yield 3 minutes to Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's try this again. According to Twitter, the decision to ban President Trump was after a close review of his tweets and the context around them, specifically how they are being received and interpreted on and off Twitter. On June 3rd, 2018, the Iranian Ayatollah Khomeini tweeted, "Israel is a malignant, cancerous tumor in the West Asian region and has to be removed and eradicated. It is possible and it will happen." This tweet remains on Twitter to this day. Mr. Roth, how do you believe this tweet from the leader of Iran calling for the eradication of Israel was received and interpreted on and off Twitter?
I couldn't say for sure how that tweet was interpreted.
You would have a pretty good idea, though, of how many retweets and the amount of traffic it got.
Only from what I can see in that illustration.
Why does the Iranian leader who has explicitly pledged to eradicate the Jewish state of Israel get to remain on Twitter? Mr. Roth.
Like all of Twitter's users, the Ayatollah is subject to the same set of rules. And while I can't speak for Twitter's decisions today, I can say that Twitter took a number of enforcement actions against the Ayatollah's account, the same way that we would against
That's still up.
else's.
You understand how hypocritical this is, right? You banned a sitting U.S. president and a sitting member of Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, while a man who has pledged death to America and can openly call for the death of millions of Jewish people and yet not be removed from Twitter. Do you understand how that looks? How hypocritical that is? I'm asking Mr. Baker, Ms. Gaddy, Mr. Roth, Ms. Navarro. That's amazing. But it shows the hypocrisy at Twitter. I want to pivot here, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Goldman made a very troubling statement claiming that as Vice President Joe Biden fired the Attorney General of Ukraine, since he had knowledge of this prior to becoming a member of Congress, Mr. Goldman should provide to the committee documentation about this action. We should know who authorized Vice President Biden to take this action against the Ukrainian Attorney General. We need to know, was there an investigation to justify the firing of the Ukrainian Attorney General, and if yes, who conducted it? He needs to provide all details involving this action, including Vice President Biden's threat to withhold $1 billion of U.S. funding if the Ukrainian AG was not fired, and who authorized Vice President Biden to make that threat. I would request that the committee look into this, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes Ms. Lee for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This has been an incredibly electric hearing. It'd be funny if it weren't real life.